Oh well. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, welcome to the stream. It is Thursday, kind of morning, almost. It's Thursday brunch. and actually, I'll just turn that one off. I thought I'd turn those cameras off, but obviously not. We're back in the kitchen because it's Thursday and it's time for some cooking. Yay! And I don't have COVID, so I can cook. I can cook with feeling that I'm not going to infect the rest of the house again. So yay! And look, the top camera seized again. Freaking hell! Nope, still seized. All right, there we go. Now we're working again. So we are back today. We are going to be having a go at two things I've never tried. Who knew? It's fun, you have your recipes that you're used to that you make and over and you do the cooking and the things, and then you start a cooking stream. It's like, what new thing do I cook next? So today we're doing pecan pie and bacon and potato fritters. This isn't the bacon and potato fritters look really nice, so I'm going to do them, but it's not. I couldn't find the original inspiration of why I went looking for this recipe. So I will go looking for it more to see if I can find it. It's like potato, ham, cheese, potato cooked. And it looked really nice. But I haven't been able to find that recipe. So, oopsies. So, as always in stream, I'll get the volume levels right in a minute. We have a mix from White Bat Audio. Check them out on YouTube. There's a little ticker running down the bottom that you can do. Hey Lilavati, how you doing? Welcome to the chat, welcome to the stream. How you doing this fine Thursday? Yeah, so, oh God, Finn's awake. We're gonna have a Finn. I'm gonna be tripping over him. Oh, and he's chasing someone around. Oh, he's chasing Bean around. Okay, there you go. So yeah. So that's what we're doing today. Tomorrow, Valheim, as usual. Data entry. No, data entry. Well, I will try and keep you as amused as possible. Hey, Kiki, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream.
Mind if I kiss the monkey? Ooh, hairball.
So yeah, that's what's hot today. So let's start with this. To my knowledge, I have never had a pecan. So I decided to make a pecan pie without even knowing what they tasted like. Pecan. Kind of like a soft almond. It's got a similar texture to an almond. It's got a similar texture to an almond. It's a bit softer. It's got a similar taste, I think, to an almond. The almond, it's a similar texture, but the almond's got more crunch to it. It's a bit more bitter than pecan. The almond's got a bigger aftertaste too. There you go. I don't have any walnuts to compare it to. No walnut comparison. Alright, well, there you go. We'll be cooking with those for the first time. That could have been horrible. But it turns out they taste good. Okay. So, bowls. We need bowls and flowers and alright. There it is. Just waiting for that. Thank you for the coffee, Drake. Now, so we need, what do we say? We make pastry, flour, salt in a large bowl. So 200 grams of flour. Finally using up more than one of the packets of flour that I've got. How much did we say? 200 grams? Alright. If I haven't got 200 grams of flour, we're in trouble. Alright, well that was 70 grams. Just. Only has to be just, right? I think that's all the flour we need today. We'll find out. Sieve. Broke my old sieve. I was like washing it and the mesh just went clunk. And I was like, oh man. Take me to your leader. No, Finn. You're not allowed to come up and play on the kitchen counter. Hey Booster, how you doing? There's a new face mask for Warframe. Welcome to the chat, welcome to the stream. Come on. No, not you, Finn. Go play with me. Off. No, off. 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 Alright, we'll need that again later. Right. So we've got 200 grams of flour, pinch of salt, pinch, add butter. How much butter are we putting in? 125 grams. It says chilled, but you know, it's kind of chilled in the house already. It's not exactly warm in here. So this is always interesting. What do we got? Okay. So we need 125 grams of butter. Grabbed. We'll do this. I've always heard everything for that sort of pastry should be as cold as possible to stop it getting tough. Not sure how true that is. I've heard various explanations as to why. I've heard too that it makes the mixing process easier because it's not melting into the butter, and that if you if it starts getting warm in your hand, then good enough. Then you should put it back in the fridge. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to cube it up a bit, maybe get it a bit more easily spreadable through the flour. But this worked last time, so who knows? If Dimmy was here, he'd give us the full science of it. I know. I make enough people cringe with how I cook, let alone forcing it onto actual chefs. Yeah, so we need this until it's the texture of breadcrumbs, which we did before with one of the pastries we did not that long ago, and it took a while, but it did eventually work. This is where my evilness comes in, using my left hand. Apologize to all those people who are offended by my evil use of the evil hand. No, I don't. Yes. I actually, believe it or not, I'm narrowing down where my food processor is. Slowly but surely. After having moved in, put it away somewhere, somewhere safe, and yes. I think I just lost more of the dough than I gained. There. Stop using the evil hand of evil. Oh no, I'm not buying a replacement. I'm going to find it. Oh yes. I am going to find it. Right, so this is probably why it's meant to be cold, because this isn't breadcrumbing. It's getting very sticky, not very breadcrumby. So what we might do is clean off my hands. And we're going to chuck it in the freezer for just a couple of minutes. To get some more chill on it. And see if that does anything. Well, you know, I've already torn apart the back studio area where I do regular streams. I've gone into, cleaned up, cleaned out, and reorganized the storage room in the house. And now I'm saving up for some shelving to get some more shelving in the shed so that I can go through all the boxes and everything in the shed, which is the last place that it could possibly be. So, so that's where we're up to. It's all about the money, isn't it? Just, do you have the money? Well, sort of. Alright, so. I'm going to go for this pie dish. I don't know whether I should go for this one or the springform pan. I don't know. Actually, you know what? I don't know how much filling we're getting, so I'm going to go for the springform. Just because I can't make too much to put in this, whereas I can make too much to put in the other one. But once it's in, we're done. It's in. So, you just picked up some cheap Kmart ones. Yeah, I have industrial spec ones that I can load up with whatever the hell I want to load into it and then climb on. Because I've been known to climb on my shelves. And it's one of those things, it's got the stuff that I have in storage in and of itself is not heavy, but once you get enough of it in one spot, oh my god. What the hell? Finn, get off! The alcohol is for me, not for you. Finn was up in the alcohol shelf. You climb on supermarket shelves. Absolutely. Yes, it is totally their fault for putting things up so high. I agree. Alright. Is this going to get more crumbly? Kinda is. Kinda is getting a bit more crumbly as it cools off. Alright, so this is why you do it cold. I'm going to leave it in there for a bit longer. So there you go, we have discovered we've learnt new things. Follow the recipe, Ulrich. Because why are you putting the cold drip coffee on the top shelf unless you want short people to climb? Why are you putting anything on the top shelf unless you want short people to climb? It's one of those tall person dilemmas too. You know, you see a short person looking up at that top shelf, and it's like, do I offer or do I not? Because, you know, sometimes I've been met with you know, gratitude. Yes, please, could you grab this one for me? Other times, I've been met with a more, screw you tall person. How dare you be tall? Yeah, so I just don't ask these days. I I just sort of linger for a minute, looking around, give them the opportunity to ask a tall person that happens to be there, and if they don't, wander off. You'll accept help but never ask for it, although sometimes I'm just jealous. My knees are jealous of short people. My knee specialist told me once that the human knee is not designed to take anything over 5 foot. Yeah, I will make an exception. Usually I will make an exception for little old ladies. Because, you know, you can't, excuse me, ma'am, do you need a hand? Oh, yes, please, young fellow. And it's like, yep, cool, yep, there you go. They don't get offended by a young whippersnipper asking them if they need help. Different generation, what can I say? Oh, ha ha. That is a proper dad joke, Lillibody. Alright. This is going to have to do because, you know, it's such a dad joke. That's horrible. Alright. Once we've done that, we combine we need 1 egg. Wrong yaw. Grammar police. Grammar police. That's not going to be big enough. Oh, we'll use this one. Why not? Eggy, 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 egg. So we need a lightly beaten egg and some chilled water. Okay. Out, egg, out. Get out! Get out of the chopper! And we need our compost bucket. Yeehaw! Egg flying everywhere. Okay, lightly whisked egg. That's fine. Probably could have used it. Probably could have used a fork for that. But a tablespoon of water. Okay. I don't know where the whole tablespoon measure's gone. I just don't know. And now we mix. 4 teaspoons equals 1 Australian tablespoon. Yeah, I can see that. Right, so I'm not using the sinister hand for this mixing. It's very slushy. That's what the recipe calls for. Just got egg on me. Other countries use a 15 ml tablespoon. Really? Huh. There you go. This is really sloopy dough. Now, that said, I understand why we do the next step then. Because the next step is put it in some plastic and throw it in the fridge for a while. Gooseman, how you doing? Welcome to the chat, welcome to the stream. So it's slowly getting less sloopy as it gets more combined, but it is definitely being very sticky, which is interesting because normally I would put, at this point, with this being so sticky, I would put in some more flour just to get it back to what I feel more comfortable with the doughy consistency. But not going to do that this time because it says to put it in the fridge, which is going to naturally harden it up. So yeah, we'll see. Alright, so now we need some plastic. Hello, under my foot fin. So how you doing, Gooseman? What have you been up to? I think I need to wash. Now, in the recipe's defense, it does say to do that with a spoon. So we're going to get this in here, then we might introduce the cats. Making jerky and sweating buckets at work. Yeah? Alright. So let's just see what we can scrape off of the bottom of the bowl. Alright. What do you want, little kitties? Right, so 2.5 centimeter thick disc. Oh. It's kind of disc-like, right? Maybe a bit thin, but there we go. Oops. And we put that in the fridge for a while. Not there. There we go. Cat's underfoot, I tell you. So what sort of jerky are you making? Alright. Licking the bowl. So, for those who haven't met him yet, come here, Numpty. Oh, this is Finn. Say hello, Finn. Hello, Finn. Hello, Finn. I'm the young boy. That's Finn. We've got all of them in here. Well, 3 of them. Come here, Beanie. Oh, Beanie. Is it Beanie? She doesn't want to be here. And Issa's here too, but you've all met Issa. Hey Tiger, how you doing? Welcome to the chat, welcome to the stream. that's Finn and Beanie. Most recent has been chipolata beef shoulder. Chipotle beef shoulder. Turned out fantastic. Sold a good bit at work. Oh, nice. Yay! Are you just doing it straight up, or are you doing it with a seasoned mix of, you know, chili and other stuff? Or are you just doing it straight, or? So, hi Tiger, how you doing? Welcome to the chat, welcome to the stream. Right, what are we making? How long are we refrigerating that for? We are refrigerating that for a while, so let's start a timer for, let's say, that long. Alright, timer is on. Okay, there we go. Do we want to start making that? Probably should. Alright, so we're going to start making the filling. Cooking is going interesting. Oh crap, I just stepped on a cattail, sorry. He didn't care, but I stepped on his tail. Oh, it's going to be fun. So yes, we are doing two completely new recipes that I haven't tried, that I don't know what I'm doing. So you can imagine we're having fun with that. So what do we got? Some soda, sugar, 3 eggs. I don't think this pot's going to be big enough. Okay. This one might be too big. We'll see. Frankenstein marinades and see how they turn out. Nice. If they're good, I sell them. If not, I just make loads of snacks for me and my dog. Experimentation's the key, isn't it? Just keep experimenting away with it, because that's fun. Alright, so what are we doing? Place butter. How much butter? 50 grams. 50 grams of butter. I need a measuring thing. Yeah, jerky's definitely on my list. But then again, so's, you know, a good professional meat slicer. I have lots of things on my list. Oh, Kiki, you missed it. Finn and Bean were both just on stream. Ooh, thought that was going to be much closer to 50 grams. So you can rewind the VOD. Good enough. You do always miss the kitty. 50 grams of butter, 150 grams of brown sugar, brown sugar is always so sticky. I should probably put this over here more, so that people can see what's going on. Well, we almost got through it. We are slowly getting through some of the piles of ingredients we've got in the house. Because you're always dealing with puppies. Yeah. Right, so this is sugar. What am I doing? Butter, sugar, golden syrup. How much golden syrup? 2/3 of a cup. It's not a 2/3 of a cup measure. Golden syrup. Whoa! Ease up there, fella. Ah, no, there it is. Yep. Just that black treacle-like substance. So we're basically putting sugar with sugar into butter. What's the ingredients on this thing? The writing's too small. Bundaberg Golden Syrup is a 100% natural sugar syrup. That's it. No other ingredients. Just sugar syrup. You see, this sort of thing, Kiki, may not be good. Whoops, may not be good for your arteries, but it's definitely good for your soul. So you know, you got to have food that's good for both. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Tapping it's gonna work. Yeah. Uh-huh. Hey Chisel, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Makes you happy for 20 seconds. Exactly. Yeah, I heard you down there, Finn. Alright. I know. Does licking the measuring spoon count as licking the bowl? I'm going with yes. Alright. So we're going to heat this up. Maybe. Okay. My stovetop does not want to turn on. Something's gone wrong with my stovetop. Okay, they all work. Why do you not want to work? Get out of the way, Finn. Okay. Well, that I'm gonna. Oh, fuck's sake, Finn. Oops. Punishment push-ups for swearing. This is just a normal barbecue stove lighter sort of thing. it's got a safety catch. You got to press the safety catch to make the flame come on. You don't, flame doesn't work. Just all right. So while that's going, we are going to see how much I missed today, I tell you. All right, so we need 750 grams of potatoes for the next recipe. Yes, normal is a very broad concept in Australia. And it really does depend who you ask. Wow, that thing's nearly 200 grams on its own. Send you down. The wooden spoon! I like the word normal. I like being normal occasionally. Doesn't mean my normal has to be anyone else's. Oh, I haven't turned the... I should turn the camera on so everyone can see what's going on. There we go. Wow, that is melting faster than I thought it was gonna. Oh, how much? 750 grams of taters. Let's get that one out. Let's swap those two. That'll do. Melt, butter, melt. Get that off the heat. Now what are we doing? Move from heat and set aside to cool. Hang on, wait a minute. With a low heat, stir in for 5 minutes or until butter melts and mixture is smooth, which it is. Remove from heat, done that, and set aside to cool slightly. Alright. I've now set it aside. Right, so while we're waiting, how long have we got? We've got another 7-ish minutes until we take the pastry out of the fridge and deal with that and put it in whatever tin I happen to put it in. Well, Lavati, I define myself as a normal person with normal hobbies. Yes, me too. It's everyone else that are weirdos. I delete your reality and insert my own. How many swords do I own? Normal amount. Yeah, I own a normal amount of swords. Swords, I think I've only got 5. I think I've only got 5 swords. I have a lot more bladed weapons, though. If you kind of count the replica of Sting, I might have 6. It does very much depend on how you classify swords. We're not doing onions today. What? Are you okay, Lilavati? You only have one sword? Are you alright? No, you don't sell swords. No. 200 plus in your knife collection? Nice. I think I have nearly as many shields as I have swords. Actually, I think I may have more shields at the moment than I do swords. That's a little sad. I may have to buy more swords. Nice, Kiki. Nice, having a lightsaber. One sword in a fencing context, one sword broken in a martial arts context, one sharp sword in a cutting context. Nice. Kiki has 5 lightsabers. Yeah, Chisel, we fight. Lilavati's fun to fight. There are several people around that pop into the stream here and there that I sword fight with. If you go have a look at the smelting VODs on YouTube, there's a few people that I sword fight with in there that are helping us out with the smelt. Apron Boy being one of them. Apron Boy, 2 pet crocodiles. Yeah, I don't have firearms anymore at the moment. There's no particular point for me to have firearms at the moment. I'm not doing any hunting. I don't need them to keep feral or pest animals off of property, and competition shooting just doesn't appeal at the moment anymore, so yeah, no firearms for me at the moment. And an attack tortoise. Yeah, it sounds like you got a bit of a zoo up there, guys. Right. Great. So this is where I get in trouble cooking, is doing too many recipes all at once. Too many things all at once. Alright, so we've peeled the taters because we're also making bacon and potato fritters. While everything else cools off and all that, we're doing this in the background, so Goose can occupy his own territory now. Yeah, why not? Making a mess. Getting out with his goddamn tortoise. Tortoise. With his tortoise. I don't know who was saying it like that. Someone was saying it like that a while back. It tickled my fancy. It's not going to work. I'm going to put the fingies at risk. If the white potatoes start turning red, you know I messed up. Goose Island. Okay, I want to look up Goose Island now. There's an alarm. Alright, so now we need to pause potatoes. Sorry, I will stop that alarm sound in a moment. Okay, right. Uh-huh. Right. So we're back to pecan pie. Turn out. Oh wait, done that. Alright, so we've refrigerated that. Wow. It's gone reasonably solid. There's not a lot of bend in that. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so oh, we should start preheating the oven. Let's do that. I'll take that one out. And okay, well, there we go. That's the dough. It's nowhere near as sticky as it was. It's still a little bit sticky. I don't know if I should keep. I might do it. Just put it a little bit more, a little bit longer. Might put it somewhere over the rainbow. Put it in there. Might do it just a little bit longer. It's still got that little bit of tacky to it, and I don't think it's meant to have that. So I'm going to put it in a little bit longer, just to see if I can solidify it up a bit more. There are 4 places called Goose Island in South Australia. Holy crap! Okay. There you go, Goose. You've got 4 islands. You're rich. 8 Australia wide. Wow. Okay. Well, it sounds like Goose is really rich because they've got 4 islands, each one with a tortoise each. 8 killer attack tortoises with their powers combined. There you go. There's a goal. Goose going to all of the Goose Islands. Oh, I can feel the edges of the grater just right on my fingers. Sounding like a D&D campaign? Yeah. Glucose Guardian. Just know I'm pushing my luck. Alright, there we go. Done with the grater. Done with trying to take my fingers off. Ah! Look, it takes a little bit of extra water, but rinsing a grater, oh, so worth it. Alright, so there we have the taters. We will need we need to squish the water out of those, which is going to be a new experience for me, but we'll give it a go. Sugar parental figure. There you go. All right. Really is amazing how quickly this foams up, but all right. So we got "30 centimeter diameter disc." Well, that's only about, I think that's 22, something like that. Oh wow, there we go. Disc. Making a disc shape. Well, I think I've heard of this disc shape. Jesus. What is that? Okay. Oh, we got something stuck in there. Don't know what it was. How you doing, Rage? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. There's no reason that I didn't get a notification today, so you're quite late. Oh no! Well, technically there would have been 2 notifications because I started the stream prematurely and then stopped it and then started it again. Alright, does that look big enough? Doesn't look round. Yes, the Gooseman, the potatoes are going to be potato and bacon fritters. This is the pecan pie. This is the base of the pecan pie. done that. Preheating, done that. Line pan with dough. Okay. Whoop. Oh wow, what the hell? Alright. May have messed this up a little bit. Squeezing it out appears to have torn holes in the plastic. That was an unforeseen thing, but there you go. Nope. There we go. That's better. That's not entirely central. We've got a gap over there. So let's take that off. And put it over there. If it's cheating and it works, it's not cheating. When cooking. Alright, so we've done that. Now we put it back in the fridge. Done it twice, and we're going to put it in the oven, but it goes back in the fridge. Done with you. Now we need to take some of this dough off the counter. Nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong if they don't know what you're doing. Yeah. Yes. All right. And Chisel spent 100 points on this. You guys can't see it, like you can't see it in this chat, but that the message is highlighted, and it costs 100 raucous reward points to highlight your message. So I don't know why it's not coming through on the stream, but there's a Goose Island in Chicago that has pint glasses. Nice. Alright, what was I doing? Ah yes, we're refrigerating that, so we're going to start the timer again. Alright, we've started that timer again. Yay! It's a baby! Oh, and Beanie! Hello, Beanie! Alright, Kiki, are you still in chat? Alright. Beanie! Beanie! Hello, Beanie! Come here, Beanie! Oh, I know, Beanie. I know, but look, Kiki wants to meet you. So there's the Beanie. There's the Beanie! Hello, Beanie! She's getting better with that. She's getting better with being picked up and carried about and being patted and stuff like that. So it's really nice to see that she's adjusting into a normal type of life, because when she got here, she was traumatized. She was terrified of everything that moved. She didn't know how to interact with the other cats. She was really in a poor way. It took her nearly 2 weeks to come out from hiding under the couch for anything that wasn't food. So yeah, it is really nice to see that she's making some big strides towards back to normalcy. I think everyone except Ziggy was technically a rescue. Yeah. Was Finn a rescue? Anyway, but they're all from shelters. Like, I think Finn was definitely part of a litter. Issa was part of a litter that was, I don't know where the litter came from, but they were from a shelter, not from a pet shop. And Bean was definitely a rescue. She was crying outside some guy's house for a couple of days, and he rang up the shelter saying, "Hey, this cat's been crying for a couple of days, come get it." So God's only knows what happened with Bean to get her in that state, but she was not a happy camper by the time she got to us. But yeah, she is getting more and more happy camper now, which is awesome. Right. I thought Zig was Issa and Fergus's mum. Zig was Fergus's mum, but not Issa's. So, yeah. I have no idea. I'm just going to squeeze these potatoes over the sink and see what happens. He's the cat daddy. You know what, Rach? It's almost the other way around. It's almost like with Issa, because Ziggy will come plonking downstairs and she'll walk up to Issa and just headbutt her in the chest, and Issa will just start cleaning. I've actually watched it a couple of times where Ziggy will walk past Issa and Issa will just be leaning down her side, and then Ziggy will turn around and walk back. It's just like, It is hilarious to watch. Alright. Squeeze out some of this fluid and see what happens. So, there is plenty of fluid coming out. I don't know how much out is good, but there's not a lot of more fluid coming out of that, so we'll call that. I do have peeled potato, grated potato freaking everywhere over here though. So there we go, we've got that squeezed out. What I might do though is put it on, well, now they're wet anyway because I've got wet hands, so into the compost with you. Might put this on some paper towel to do some more absorbing. while we have it laying around. Kitty car wash? Alright. So the paper towel will hopefully soak up a little bit of extra moisture if needed. And we'll see how that goes. Okay. Kitty towel, alright. I'm gonna have to watch that at some point. We're getting enough clips actually that it's almost time to make a second series of entry clips. That's going to be interesting. All right, how long have we got? We got a couple of minutes before that's ready. So we need baking paper. And my baking beans. So baking paper, baking beans, and what are we doing? We've preheated the oven. We should probably take that off of rapid heat because that makes it really, really weirdly hot. Okay. We then have, so that's just been in the fridge, and again it's started getting a bit sticky. Started getting a bit sticky when we were rolling it out from working it, but it has solidified again. It's not that sticky. Not quite central. Right. There we go. Baking beans. So blind baking, what we're doing here is basically these beans have been cooked, so they're dead, but they just get heated up, cooled down, heated up over and over again. So we're blind baking this pastry. So what we've done is we have the pastry in the bottom, as you saw before. We've put a sheet of baking paper in. Now, as you put that in the oven, if you let it, it will rise and get flaky and puff and all this other stuff. So you put a heap of beans in it, and that acts as a filling, but a weight, right, that holds it all down. So you start getting that baked crust before you do the full bake, but it doesn't let it puff up and take up a heap of room. You're just blind baking it. So we are doing that. How long are we putting this in for? We are putting it in. I knew a cooking thing. 20 minutes or until, right, 20 minutes. Put it in the middle of the oven, shall we? All right, and we set that for, 2 hours 10, no, 20 minutes. All right, there we go. I love having everything at my fingertips. It is awesome. You should do a music stream and shake the beans. Twerk a bit. Where's Mum? other bowl. Ah. Somewhere in there is a second jar, but I don't know where it is. So no bean dancing, haha. Alright, so now we leave. What else are we doing? Add eggs and vanilla, wish to combine. Yep, okay, so we don't need to do anything else with that. So, for the next 19 minutes, we're back making fritters. Hey, I keep saying white men can't dance. And I'm sticking to it. I know it's meant to be white men can't jump, but yeah. Fair's fair, right? Okay, so bacon, eggs, flour, parmesan, milk, and rosemary. Okay. So let's get some bacon. I don't know if we're meant to pre-cook the bacon. It really looks like, looking at this recipe, it really looks like we're not pre-cooking the bacon. But that said, it does say to cook the fritters for 3 to 4 minutes on each side. So that should cook the bacon enough to make it goodly. I may have to wash that bowl, the mixing bowl. I have not tried the male side of belly dancing. There actually is a male side of belly dancing, but I have not tried it. So as to whether I can actually belly dance or not, I don't know. There was no bearded bean dancing. No. No. Just deciding how much of this I should do. What I should do is get the mixing bowl ready first. All you need is a belly for that. Well, you know, kind of set. If the camera adds 10 pounds, I only weigh 250 pounds. To go, what's stopping me? I don't know the moves. I don't know ken the moves. Alright. So let's, oh, okay. Well, there's still a bit of moisture in there, but I'm good with that. Recycle. No, compost. Compost and recycle. Two different things, Ulrich. You'll show me. You know the boy moves of belly dancing, Kiki? You going back to belly dancing once Po Day hits? I don't know. I think that if I was going to do it, if I was going to go do dancing, I don't know. There are a few things I'd like to try. There's a few things that I probably shouldn't try. But the main problem being that my knees, to be honest. Now, this recipe calls for 2 rashers of rindless bacon. Now, to me, that isn't that's half a rasher. The rest of the rasher is out here, right? Because that's the whole belly piece. It's not just this bit. So I'm going to use 4 bits of this. For now. Where did I put the box? There it is. Exactly. Alright, knife. Honest, Chisel. Honest. All right. Deciding which way I want to cut this up. Shameless self-advertising, Kiki. On a PG-13 channel. Belly dancing chain belts are awesome. I made a chainmail one once upon a time. It's very pretty. It's probably still around the house somewhere. Probably. Right, so the bacon rinds have gone in the freezer because they'll go in the stock pot at some point later on to make bone broth or whatever we make. Right, so what else do we put in there? 2 beaten eggs. What do we have in here? Uh-oh. Ah, that's all right. Just College of Blessed Herman, they'll be fine. I meant like you wouldn't imagine pretty is in your vocab. Depends who you ask. Let's go there. Chef Rick Samurai, how you doing? Welcome to chat, welcome to stream. How you doing this fine day? I've got a feeling I haven't used enough eggs. Oh, that's why I haven't used enough eggs. Because I'm not up to that part yet. Guten Abend. It is indeed Abend here in Aussie land. The get is good. You are good? Okay, so throw that in. Rage mine would be whoops, got distracted. Fair. Which is kind of me at the moment because I'm not entirely sure where I'm going. Alright, flour, self-raising flour. Where was that? There it is. And we need quarter cup. Can I speak German? Nein. I cannot. When I was, good lord, hang on, here we go. When I was 14, 15, I did a bit of it at school, but that was it. And then proceeded to basically never use it again since. So, many moons ago. You're out of here, Gooseman, no worries. Thank you for joining in, thank you for coming in, hanging out and chatting away. Always good to see you. Sind Sie in den USA geboren? Nope, got nothing for that. German makes good beer. That's as educated as I am. I am in Australia. Judging by Rachel's answer, that was the question. Is I am in Australia. South Australia, to be more precise. What's wrong, Chisel? You're afraid of turtles? Parmesan cheese. Parmigiano Reggiano. Well, oh no, I was not born in the USA. I was born here, in Queensland, more accurately, in the Royal Brisbane Women's Hospital. Open. I mean, I know it's special cheese, but we've got to be able to get to it. G'day, mate, Rach. Absolutely. What am I looking for? Grater. That one's got potato all over it. So we'll use this one that doesn't have potato all over it. And quarter of a cup. I'm gonna estimate a quarter of a cup. Because oh no, this bit of cheese fell off. Chef, I have a distant German descent. I know some German. Okay, nice. I did the ancestry thing a while back, and I got English, French, Scandinavian, English, French, Scandinavian. I think that was it. I don't think it extended out any further than that. That's not a quarter of a cup. Oh, what? It's frozen again. God ram it. Chop camera. There we go. Now we're back. We're going to put some shade on it. I may be adding more cheese than is technically required. But you know. I have no idea. Rising Tiger, trying to do my rat. Half changed out of my PJs. Excellent, Rach. Excellent. Yeah, I was as part of a tour around Europe that I did a few years back. I was in Germany. I got like 6 words out. You know, please, thank you, 6 beers. You know. But it was interesting because I was there and there was this. I was just in a local server. We were ordering cigarettes because I was smoking it. I was a smoker at the time, and I did as much as I could of it in German. And one of the people on the tour with me, I'm not going to disparage their nationality, had a go at me for, oh, look at us speaking all German now. It's like, dude, seriously? I'm in someone else's country. I don't particularly speak the language, but I'm trying my ass off to at least give it a go. And you know, the service station attendant, she had a little giggle at me because she's like, blah, 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 in German. I'm like, I'm sorry, that's all I had. And she had a little giggle. But it was kind of cool. It's kind of, I always love being able to give service staff a giggle, because anyone that's worked in any form of service industry knows it's hell. I did the ancestry, the app got so confused. Hey, thank you for the follow, Chief Samurai. Doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance. Follow dance, follow dance. In the law it reads, you drink and drive, you're a bloody idiot. Yeah, pretty much. No, I'm not doing the shuffle. That was the dance. That was the happy dance. Egg, flour, parmesan, milk and milk. Oh, that's the alarm. That's the alarm. What's the alarm for? Oh my God. There is an alarm. I don't know what's going on. I do, but... Alright. Come on. Out you come. Alright, so... Not doing the bacon potato fritters no more. No more, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more. What you say? Oh, there we go. Hot things are hot. We remember this warning. There you go. Whoop. Yep. One blind baked base. Alright, so what else do we have to put in that? We have to put in eggs and vanilla. So we need 3 eggs and a teaspoon of vanilla. Teaspoon. Teaspoon of vanilla. Oh wow. Okay, we're going to warm that up again. Just a touch, because that is going to be too cold. Alright, so we let it cool too much. But we don't want it. Now here's where we've got to be careful, because we don't want the eggs immediately cooking as soon as we put the eggs in, but it's got to be fluid enough to be able to allow the eggs to combine. And I think, yep, that should be enough. Okay, so now we need 3 eggs. Cardboard. Hot things are hot. Uh-oh. I see you in there, a little bit of eggshell. Out! Out with thee! See, this is why I was getting worried about the eggs, is because I knew that I'd bought a whole new batch of eggs because I would use up the couple that I had in there already, and I hadn't used them up yet. Hence my confusion. Ta-da! And more compost. Yay! Right, so we put the vanilla essence in. Don't cook my eggs. Sorry about that squeaking. I'm sorry. Right, so now how much pecan? 240 grams of pecans. For those who weren't watching, I had my first pecan at the start of the stream. Dig a hole. Dig a hole. Lovely. 240 grams of pecans. Put in the pecan. Technically says halves. Probably should have done something about that, but oh well. Suppose I still can. Could run it over the chopping board and just give it a bit of a chop. Oops. I don't want the pastry falling out, so. Oops. Lost a pecan. Ah. All right. No, that was too small. Gonna have to sharpen my knives again after this. But that's okay. Use your hands, you reckon, chisel? It's the only way to be eco. Alright, good enough. There's still a few whole ones in there, but she'll be right. Couple of days. Alright. How hot things are hot as that? Yeah, it's alright. That is cooled nicely. Alright, so what do we do? Put the eggs in the vanilla, whisk to combine, scatter pecans over the pastry base, pour in mixture, place in oven tray, and bake for 30 minutes. Alright. So I'm just giving this a bit more of a stir because there's still some sticky bits on the bottom. I'm hoping to be able to mainly pour out most of this mixture now that the eggs are in it. That seems to have softened it up quite a bit. So, here we go. Okay, that looks pecan pie like. Yeah, I wish there were Pokemon. That would be reasonably interesting at that point. Now, the reason it would get interesting is because it could be argued that because Pokemon can pull themselves out of their Pokeball and just bugger off, that when they get caught under specific conditions and they stay, that it's consent, that they are actually consenting to stay with that trainer. Alright, so how long are we leaving that in there? We're leaving that in there for 35 minutes, which will hopefully be enough time to finish these fritters off. So let's start it at 30. And ta-da! Rach appears to only have one sock on. No, Tiger knocked your socks off. Tiger knocked your socks off. It is Tiger. I mean, come on. You may have knocked both of them off, and then there was leftover awesome. Nice. Yeah, absolutely, right. Absolutely. All right. Wrong recipe. Now we just need the bikini girls so we can run around after them. In true Benny Hill style. Alright, where did we get up to? We got up to Parmesan cheese, milk, 1 tablespoon of milk. I don't know what that... You have a fascination with the belly, Chisel, which is fine. But it's not very often that the belly gets this much love. All right. Fry pan. But it's just odd. It's not something I'm used to. That's all. The belly's getting the love, and I'm not used to the belly getting the love, you see. I'm going to stir this with a spoon today. I don't know why, but I've decided to stir it with a spoon. I think that may have been a poor decision. But, funnily enough, we must have squeezed out the potatoes to a decent degree, because it's taking a while for the flour to disappear from being wet. So well, next time Upright comes on, I'm pretty sure he clipped it. But there is a clip of me saying that I will do a hot tub stream if certain conditions are met. I think it was actually 1,000 followers. If I got 1,000 followers, I would do a hot tub stream. What is... All right, well... Okay, now, just looking at this, I would probably add more bacon. But okay, that looks reasonably well mixed. there it is. Oh, no, I should keep that. Brings it off, seeing I just put it in the sink. People call me $1,000. Does that count? Strip of bacon. More bacon. Yes, you can say more bacon to just about everything, including bacon. What does bacon need to make bacon better? More bacon. Oh no, Tiger has to go back to working. I'm glad you got to pop in too, Tiger. Thank you so much for popping in. Thank you for hanging out. You are awesome. If you haven't already, go check out Tiger. She is an awesome streamer. Oops. And I really enjoy watching her streams.
The Enrichment Center is required to remind you that you will be baked, and then there will be cake.
Go check out Tiger. I can fly a helicopter. Oh, we're getting all the shout outs for Tiger. Oh, the hot sauce challenge. I remember that. That was, oh my God, that was horrific. I said if you sent it down here, I'd do it. But you never sent it down. I'm kind of glad because it may have killed me. So yeah, if you haven't already, go check out Tiger. Throw her a follow. Follows her free. She's an awesome streamer. She's lots of fun. What did I do? Cooking streams are wild. It's wild. It's going on all over the place. We both shouted out Tiger, Rach. That's all. We both got excited. I got excited. Shouted out Tiger, and so did you. So, which is nice. All right. So what are we doing? We are. Who knows? Who knows what we're doing? We're turning this thing on. Yeah. No, we're not. Ah, damn it. I don't know what's going on. Olive oil. Olive oil. Alright, then we're making what am I looking for? About 1/3 of a cup. Right. That's 1/4 cup. Where's my 1/3 of a cup? Ah, there it is. It's full of golden syrup. So I'm trying to get all the golden syrup out of it. No, Chisel, the mustache was not real. Well, unless she's a mythical creature, because sometimes she has a tiger's head. Alright. There's a smudge in the bottom of my measuring cup. I don't know what it is. Let's get fired up a little more. Fire it up! Fire it up! I have all the things everywhere. I've totally trashed my kitchen. This means we're cooking good, right? When you trash the kitchen, means that all the cooking is going well. Yes, not all hope is lost, Chisel. Alright. So, I don't know how much heat I'm meant to have in this, so I'm just going to do one first off and see how that goes. Looks like a fritter, right? Ow! Hot things are hot! Okay. Just because it's black doesn't mean it's cold. There we go. Hot things are hot. Alright, so I'm doing about 4 minutes aside, so here we go. I mean, that looks a good fritter size, doesn't it? I think it does. Oh, this reminds me. Aha! I have my new spatula. So I went and got a proper what's this material? That plastic thing that's really good around cooking utensils and stuff. Well, I went and got one of those. Good God! So I have a new spatula, and if you've been keeping up with YouTube, oh, that way I think. There you go. If you've been keeping up with YouTube, that is part of the new logo for Lick the Bowl that we've put onto YouTube. Silicone, that's it. There you go. New silicone spatula. Looks like a proper spatula. There are many kinds after all. There are many spatulas in the world, but this one is mine. Yes, it is not metal. After I got in big trouble. But yeah, I like that it's got a nice weight to it. The wood of the handle is nice, so. Alright, so that's been on for like 2 minutes. We're already starting to see some browning, so it may be a little high. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. It's funny because they're all the same in that movie. Yeah, exactly. And they were all the same when I went through basic, so yeah. This is my rifle. There are many like it, but this one is mine. It's a little bit stuck to the bottom. Woo! Alright. Whoop. Okay. Well, there we go. certainly wasn't 4 minutes, but that may have been because I've got the pan too hot. Crunchy. Okay. Nom nom nom. Go the crunch. Give it a girl's name, Toby. Yeah, it's some of that was almost scary as to how accurate it was. But that said, the drill sergeant was an actual drill sergeant, so I think my first ever rifle's name was Zoe. There were reasons for that. Alright, so I'm going to need a plate to put these on. Clean plate, who knew? I'm just watching it cook up and it's like, I want to try it. I want to try it now. I want to try it now. I want to try it now. I want to try it. We'll get what? Okay. There's a movie where the guy never fired his gun until the end of war ceremony. Okay. Why does my chatbot say the stream is offline? That's weird. I'm assuming, seeing people are still talking to me, that, you know, chat's working. Yeah, wrong button. So I'm going to reboot my chatbot just quickly. Because everything else says that it's working. So I don't know what's going on with chatbot. It's alright, we shouldn't lose anything while chatbot's rebooting. Oh, okay. So there's still a bit of fluid down the bottom. I probably could have squeezed that out a bit better, but we'll see how that goes. No, don't do that yet. Ah, okay. Alright. So the bot's connected, but I am not. Nope, not that one. I always hit the wrong one for that. Alright, now everyone's connected, so hopefully that will tell me that we're online shortly. Yay! Jarhead, a rip-off of Full Metal, if I could remember. Yeah, I think Jarhead was. I don't know if it was a rip-off or a piss take, but yeah. Ooh, look at that. That looks better. Right, so yeah, I think the lower heat was the way to go. Alright. So there we go. There's the first fritter. Potato and bacon fritter. Now we still have 10 minutes before the pie is ready. I should probably take a quick look at it. Oh, yeah, okay. That's looking that's looking good. Alright, so while that's going, we'll cook some more fritters. Yeah, good enough. Hot things are hot. Slide over that way a little bit for me. Thank you. Alright, there we go. Fritters on the go. We'll give them a bit of a tasting in just a few minutes. Alright. That'll be fun. Full Metal Jacket was yeah, Full Metal Jacket was almost required watching while I was in the military. There we go. Now my chatbot's working. Excellent. But yeah, Full Metal Jacket there's a reason it's a cult movie. It really is. I mean, you could argue that Stripes was an utter piss take of Full Metal Jacket. Quite what? Quite Jarhead or Full Metal? Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio in Full Metal Jacket, he was scary. Probably more so because I knew soldiers like him. Jahid, sir, I lost my way onto college, sir. Yeah. 7.62 millimeter full NATO. Full Metal Jacket. God, we did so many variations of that. I don't know what the real one is anymore. 7.62 millimeter Full Metal Jacket. Yeah, lift for me. Well, thank you. You're trying to stick there. No, no sticking. Oh, that smells amazing. Smell-o-vision. All right, so we're almost there. Re-entry music for Rage. Most mild things where 8-Ball kept getting shot. That's all good. Cooking streams are wild. Wild, I tells you, wild. All right, how long have we got? We got like 3 minutes 45 before the pie comes out. I'm very excited. We're going to need something to put the pie on. We're going to have some pie. We're going to have some mains, then some dessert. Got to remember to take photos. Oh no, I'm out of coffee. Well, it's almost getting time where we get a ginger ale, because we're almost at the end of cooking. So I'm going to run away for a moment and go get me a ginger ale. I'm watching you. Cheers. Is it because you have both of your socks now? Yes. Yes, it's because both socks are on. That's it. Not cooked yet. Well, that's actually good because we've got a minute and a bit left until the pie comes out, and that's probably about how long those fritters are going to take. So, so we'll have fritters and all sorts of fun. All right, hold that thought. Okay. That was a minute. That's fine. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Just left you to talk amongst yourselves. Watch the... Oh, there we go. All right. Got to bring Jesse out, but I call it... uh-huh. All right. Let's have a look at how you guys are going. Oh, that looks better. All right. quick photo of them. No, this is all part of the all part of the master plan. All part of the show. I watched The Rocketeer again the other day. That was fun. That is a fun movie. Nice. Alright, now hot things are hot. Oh, okay. Nope. Don't think that's quite ready. We're going to leave that in there for a bit longer. Still a bit wobbly. I don't think it's fully cooked through yet. So we're going to put that in for another... It did say 35 minutes in the original recipe, and we just had it in 30. So we'll put it in for another 5 minutes. Oops. And we'll see what that does. It's just a bit wobbly for my liking. So until then, I'm going to have one of these fritters. Now, serving suggestion is to serve with sour cream. Here's a question for chat, right? When you open a foil-lidded container, do you, like me, peel the entire lid, lid goes bye-bye, or do you peel the lid, take some, and then fold lid back down? Rach, 2 socks, full uniform, lunch packed, and eating toast. Huzzah! Alright, so I'm going to put a bit of salt and pepper on this. Bit of salt, bit of pepper. Small spoon. Dollop of sour cream. There we go. Nice. Where am I putting that? Over there. That'll do. Wow, I'm out of knives. Ooh, no, I'm not. Ta-da! Canifian Fnork. It's a mystery in life. Yeah. Alright, so here we go. Have that. Have some salt and pepper on it. Oh, damn. Yeah, if you put just like cut up some spring onion and sprinkled that over the top, this is a freaking baked potato in like a quarter of the time. Oh my god. Wow, this is going in the list. This is holy crom. You have a fire truck? Or did I say a naughty word again? Oh, yeah. Wow, these are a lot nicer than I thought they were going to be. Mm. I think adding some spring onion to this adding spring onion to that, I think would just set it off perfectly. Oh my god. Wow. I may have to have another one right now. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, that's so nice. But yeah, a little bit more bacon. Either add spring onion into it or use it, have some finely chopped up spring onion as a garnish on the sour cream. I think either of those would work. Oh. Yes, yes, yes. Alright, you're going over there for now. Alright, that's a lot firmer than it was. Alright, get my cutlery out of the way. There is the pecan pie. You can see that, maybe, you can see it's a little bit wobbly, but I don't think that's a bad thing. I can still hear it sizzling. So, does it say to let it cool or what? Let's have a look. Yep. Cool in pan to room temperature. Which could take a while. But what we're going to do while that happens is we're going to take a Bodie. Gum it off. Nope. Out of the way, pecan pie. I wonder if I can take the let's see if I can take the springform off. Oh yeah, look at that. That came off clean. Alright, so we've got a little bit of leakage out the side, but that's okay. So, hot things are hot. So you can just see there, around there, you can see that there's been a little bit of leakage and it's gone. There's a little bit over this side as well. But I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue, to be honest. I have the shakes, so this is why I take several photos of it. But that's also why I need Insta, so I can just throw them all up on Insta. Look at my food! Lillibody returns, huzzah! You actually had to do work? Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, the pie looks really good. I can't quite pick it up right now because hot things are hot. You missed having the fritters. Ermagerd. The fritters are basically, they are a baked potato in a fritter. Like, oh my god. So I should get back to cooking more of those while the pie cools. Throw in a bit more olive oil, because olive oil. What do we got? Okay. Actual fire truck in the street behind, can't see anything though. Okay. It's just this interacting. If I could start. I'm not sure where you're going with that one, Chisel. Alright, I'm gonna... Do I make some more fritters or do I leave it and cook them up tonight? Hot off the stove sort of thing. It's this interacting, right? With you. See, I catch up eventually. No, we're going to cook some more. We're going to cook a couple more. Oh, it looks like there's enough for one more at the end. That's good. Something weird is now going on at the front of my house. There are weird noises that I do not understand. Okay. You're not the only one. Moment's gone. Oh no! No, it's not a fire truck. It sounds like people chopping down trees, which I'm never a fan of. Well, rarely a fan of. That pie does look nice. It's a good looking pie. Kind of waiting for it to hurry up and cool down, hurry up and cool down, hurry up and cool down. Chances are some dweeb just set their wheelie bin on fire again. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Ta-da. All right, so I just want to eat more of those fritters. Okay, that's starting to cool down. It's very sticky in the middle. I think I could have done a little better on the pastry, but that's okay. Alright. Nope. Gotta wait. Gotta wait. Gotta wait. Gotta wait. If I'm not happy with the wheelie bin, I set it on fire so they give me a new one. Wasn't me, it was those pesky kids. Damn pesky kids. You blame it on the cats? Damn pesky cats. Alright, so we're meant to use whipped cream on this as the topping. But I got thickened cream. I haven't whipped it. Whoosh. Probably not going to. We learned to make fire. Why can't cats? Opposable thumbs. That's why. Oh, the whipped cream goes on the side. Okay. Alright. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing what thumbs give you. It gives you lots and lots of options. Possibly Chisel, yes. Yes, Lilibati, yes, I caught that one. We're just waiting for it to cool so that I can have a go at it. And drinking more dry. Kevin, grow thumbs and get a job. I was like the other day, Issa was curled up on me and doing a claw thing, but the one of the end claw on her paw was actually out. So I was looking at it from the top of her paw, and it was out and up like this. So it looked like, it kind of looked like that, and it looked like she was giving me the thumbs up. I'm going, oh my god, cats are getting opposable thumbs. Like all my fingers go the same way, but the thumb has a mind of its own. Thumb wrestling. Go, 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 go. Right, I'm going to cook those up, and then hopefully this will be cool enough to cut a piece out of and have a go at. I want to try it. How you doing, Andy? Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the raid. Welcome everyone. Apron boy cult attack. Welcome in, Raiders. How you doing? That is an awesome clip. If you don't know me, I am Ulrich the Raucous. I'm a variety streamer. I stream a variety of games. We also on Thursdays do cooking streams, and every now and then we might do a special stream like a Lego build or an iron smelt, as we try to smelt iron out of rock. So welcome in. Happy to have everyone here. How's everyone doing today? Andy didn't know that clip existed. So welcome in everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everyone today? How was your stream, Andy? How did that go? Just going to flip these over. So we are coming. So today, as you can see, we've got pecan pie that's cooling, and these are bacon and potato fritters that I've already tried one of. I tried one of just before, and with a bit of sour cream on it, salt and pepper, and it tasted like a roasted potato, but it took like a quarter of the time to make. It was so nice. Hey, Ab65, thank you for the follow. Doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance. You had an amazing stream? Nice. I didn't actually see what you were streaming. What were you streaming? Yango my mango. Thank you for the follow. Doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance. The smelting the streams, aka Apron Boy time. Absolutely. Wolf Rose TV, thank you for the follow. Doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance. There are, oh wow, nice. Thank you for the biddies. Yay! Biddies, biddies. I need a biddy dance. I don't have a biddy dance. This may be the biddy dance. We'll see. All right, let's try. Okay, that one wasn't bad. Let's do this one. Let's do this one for a biddy dance. That would be hard to do in a chair though. I could do that in a chair, but I can't do the real popping. Yeah. More biddies. Rach has to go to work, wants to stay for Dandy. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Andy. That's awesome. You are now trapped in this room, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance. I am gifted a sub to Rose. Thank you so much, Andy. Doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance. I'm getting a workout today, doing the happy dance. There's so much happy dance. I'm running out of puff. I'm old. Holy crap, rage, follow, subs. This is awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. Yay. Did I miss a raid? No. Okay. Whew. Hide, 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 hide. All right, that's almost cool enough. Oop, they're starting to stick to the bottom of the pan. All right, there we go. This is hype! Hype! I need to get my fitness back up. I just got over COVID. I got no breath left. Alright, something has happened in my stream that is not... Oh my god. Alright, let's do that. Okay, there we go. I love that one. Wardham just goes, oh yeah, that'll be funny. I think Rach clipped it, sent it to him, and Wardham just goes, hey Ulrich, here you go. He's a hyper mode. I want to try the pie, but it's not cool yet. What do you reckon, team? Should we just do it? Should we just cut it open and say that we let it cool to room temperature when we really didn't? Alright. It's only leftover pecans on it, but, you know, give it a rub off anyway. Damn you, Ponyta! Oop. Okay, maybe not. It's still reasonably gooey in the middle. I'm finding that very interesting. You ate juicy worm earlier? What is juicy worm? Do I want to know? Come on. Oh, nope. Wow. Oh, there we go. Alright, so it came off the tray nicely. The tray's not too hot. Actually, I shouldn't put that there. Spreading my beans all over the place. Alright, so it's still looks a bit gooey in the middle. I don't know if that's meant to be, I don't know if I was meant to leave it in the oven longer. Or whether I'm just meant to leave it cool at room temperature for longer. But I'm just being impatient, because I want the food. He ate a dried worm. Okay. It is exactly as it sounds. Alright, so was it like one of those gourmet, here is some gourmet protein challenge? Or was it like just fishing bait that you decided to have a go at? I may or may not have been known to do this, so I'm genuinely curious. It was dried, thankfully, but mind over matter was tough. Okay. Oh no, Rage! Bye-bye! Thank you for coming in, thank you for hanging out, thank you for being your awesome self. You are awesome, Rage. Thank you for hanging out with us. Oh, it's meant to be spider food? How does... Okay. Because I thought spiders were... I'm thinking poisonous... No, venomous spiders. I'm thinking venomous spiders, aren't I? Ooh. Yep, got a little distracted there. Okay, so they're ready. They can come out. Whee! And then we do one more super big one. This one's got all the last of the bacons in it, so. I don't mind if we miss a bit of potato, but if we miss some bacon, I'm going to be ropeable. Ow. Alright. This is the super bacon one. Super bacon. Yay! Because as a kid I catch moths and feed them to the spiders. Tee-hee-hee-hee. Yeah, I thought spiders would sort of like inject the food with poison or venom. And then they melted and then they like straw sucked it out. I don't know. Oh, for those Oh my god! Hey Andy, thank you for the gift sub to Jacksepticeye. Doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance. Thank you so much for the Jacksepticeye. Thank you so much for the gift sub to Jacksepticeye. I have a friend who has tarantulas. He sent me a bag of bugs and then gave me a challenge. Ah, okay. Yeah, right. I've been crook, Rose. I've 3 or 4 days ago, I got over COVID. So I had COVID for a week, which is why I wasn't doing a lot of streaming. And so but that is my first bout. That is my first bout with COVID, and so I'm no longer part of the Novid club, sadly. But it took me a while. It took me a while to get it for the first time. Wait, hang on, what? Okay, chat's taking on a life of its own. I don't know what's going on anymore. There's a bit of bacon on the spatula. Sad. Right. Oop. It's a bit cracky. As I move it around, it's cracking a bit, so I'm wondering if I've cooked it enough. Jack is a famous YouTuber. Ah, okay. Cool. Okay. Sweet. Jack is famous, like you will be. No, it's not the point of why I do this, but it would be interesting to see how I coped with it. How I coped with fame. 29.9 million subscribers. Holy crap. And here's me making bets to see if I get 1,000 followers. You're looking at Jackson YouTube now? Nice. Oh wow, okay. Holy crap. He's an Irish man. Let me check for the follower for his Twitch. Yeah, right. Wow. Okay. I think the biggest person I've had drop in on the stream is Michaela, out of Melbourne, and she was just doing a stream of random raids, and they ended up in my channel, and I was just going off. Chat was going off. I was happy dancing for like an hour, and the fun thing was we were just coming to the end of my first cooking stream that I had done because. What had happened? Oh yeah, my computer was on the fritz. This computer that I'm using now was on the fritz, and I was in the process of changing over to the gaming computer that I use for my gaming streams. So I pulled this one out and I set it up here in the kitchen and just did a random cooking stream because that was really all I could do to put a stream out. And she rated, her people went nuts. It just followers everywhere. It was insane, but it was really, really cool. 2.8 million on Twitch. Holy crap. Wow. Uncle Stinky, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. Hi from Seattle. Nice. Welcome to South Australia. Well, it'll be... Hang on, it's like 1 o'clock here, I think, ish. It's 2 o'clock here. It's 2 o'clock Thursday afternoon, so that would make it about, I'm guessing here, I think, no, hang on, that's 8 o'clock in the evening, so 6 hours. So that'd make it about 3 o'clock in the morning in Seattle. Oh, 9:30 p.m. yesterday. Aha. It's about 12:30 for Rose. Nice. Yeah, flip over. This just flip over. There we go. I may have left that on a little long. Oops. That's okay. Now I'll know which one's got the extra bacon in it. Thank you. I like my beard. I don't know if you can see it. Nah, it's gone a bit. I recently bought a beard straightener. So I've been, every now and then I've been straightening my beard and trying to get it a bit more shaped. So, yeah, I'm starting to get there. Have you asked all the experts how runny pecan pie should be? No. Hey, experts, how runny should pecan pie be? Confirmed beard is glorious. Thank you, Lilavati. Left it a bit long. That fame goal had a small hindrance today. Alright. Let's do this. Alright. Starting to crack, but that's okay. You know, just throw the knife in. Okay. Well, it's gooey, but it's not. Oh God. Holy shot balls. Right, so there we have pecan pie. We'll put it up here. We'll see if we can get the... So you can see, I'll try and stop shaking, sorry. You can see that there's a little bit of glistening gooey in there, but it's not runny. So, positive words to describe the pie. It's gooey. Slimy yet satisfying. Absolutely, and yes. Alright, so I'm going to try a bit of this on its own. And then I'm going to try it with a little bit of cream. And we're going to see how both of these things go. So I cleaned the spoon off and then I put the spoon down and I was about to bring the sponge back. Good God. Oh, pie. Yes, yes. Yes, Uncle. Pie. 3.14 whatever. That's pie, right? Okay, so, not that spoon. Go with this fork. We'll check this, because I don't want to overcook that. No, that's cooked nicely. I think I've actually managed to not miss any ingredients. That's oddly worrying. Alright, here we go. Let's have some pecan pie. Okay. So, you've got the real, God, it's almost like, It's almost like cookie dough, like a golden syrup cookie dough is the filling. But then you've got the more the texture of the crust. There's no real taste in the crust, but you get a nice texture out of it. And then the pecan gives you that crunch, but with a much more flavor in the pecan now that it's cooked than you had when it was raw. And that just, yeah, it all just meshes into this all the textures and flavors, and you just sit there chewing on it, and it's like, there's some texture, there's some flavor, there's some flavor, there's some texture, and damn, that is surprisingly good. Like, I figured after tasting the pecan, I figured, like, just raw, I figured I'd like it. But I really wasn't prepared for how these mix together into just what it is. I almost don't want to put cream on it. But I'm gonna put some, I'm gonna put it on top. I know this is probably not the right thing to do, but I'm gonna put it on top because I haven't thickened it. I haven't put the whip beater through it. So I'm just going to dribble it straight on top to get some in. It just, the cream just mellows the bite of the golden syrup a little bit. But I'm not sure it needs it. Alright, I'll be back in a minute. I'm going to finish this. Gooey is definitely good, Andy. It is definitely good. It's a bit stodgy too, because of the golden syrup, it really coats your mouth as you're eating it. Goes to BRB stream. Am I still here? Am I still streaming? I don't know. All right, let's try some more cream on this bit. That is really, really nice. I'm just looking at the crust, and I think it could have had a little bit longer in the blind bake. And I think as it's cooling down, I think I probably could have got probably could have been in the oven a little longer, but not much. I think it's still that little bit extra gooey because I got all excited and didn't didn't let it cool all the way to room temperature. Oh no, Rose can't spell this morning. No. Sorry, that was. Yeah. Nope. I'll talk to him about that later. No. My fault. Hydrate, right. No, no, Chisel, I am not one of those trade people that blame my tools. What? I said I could have left it in the oven a bit longer. Thank you for the hydrate. Look, I get to edit this stream later, so I can have said anything. I get to edit it before it goes up on YouTube. It's fine. It's fine. No. And now we see if I can get it. Ah, it's frozen again. Now we get to see if I Yep, there we go. Now I get to see if I can transfer it from there onto the plate, from there onto the plate, without it busting. Aha! It's a kind of magic. Yes, yes, Chisel, this time it is the plate's fault. Damn you, plate! It's the plate's fault that the camera sees. Oh! Okay, which concert, Rose? I think it was last week or early this week. Kiki was in Melbourne watching Baby Metal, because they did a thing over there. Same energy as I feel like doing something stupid. I'm stupid, do me. I saw that one, Lilavati. A member of One Direction, Louis Tomlinson. Okay. One Direction I've heard of. It was a boy band, right? Okay. So is he doing One Direction stuff? Or is this like a solo tour that's just all about him? No, One Direction is not up my ass. One Direction, get out of my ass! Fair enough, Chisel. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. Is he any good? Like, is he any good in his own right? Or does your liking him as a musician, is that solely based on he used to be in One Direction? That's the question I'm trying to ask. And it started spreading to Andy. Ah, Andy's getting into One Direction, eh? Both? Okay. I just sit here stuffing my face, you know. Whoa. Roses are red, violets are blue. Oh, One Direction. Why it's gotta be you. Yeah, boy bands are not usually my thing. To be completely honest about it. The fact "Gotta Be You" is one of the songs on their first album. Okay. Probably the only boy band stuff that I actually know. Here we go. Is from back in when I was going to nightclubs and such. They played a lot of Backstreet Boys. So that would be, if I was to say that I was familiar with a boy band, that would be it. Would be Backstreet Boys. The thing about One Direction is that it went from One Direction to 5 Directions. Poke it with a stick. Okay. So yeah, that's probably as close as I get to boy bands. So now I start cleaning up the kitchen. Oh crap! Should probably turn off the oven, not waste electricity. If I could open up the door and get warm. Just warm. Fell in love with the band in 2010, and the band went on an 18-month hiatus in 2015. Ah, so sounds like it's been a little more than an 18-month hiatus, Rose. They made a lot of changes, but have not forgotten who they were. Yeah, fair enough. It's been 8 years. No. They're just waiting for the hype for the reunion tour. 10-year anniversary reunion tour. Stop it, Chisel. That's just mean. And they're teasing a reunion. See? 10 years. It'll be 10 years. You watch. Spice Girls did that too, didn't they? They did a 10-year reunion. It's like John Farnham does a final tour every 3 to 5 years. Oh, all 5 members are. Yeah, look out. Yeah, and then they can charge ridiculous amounts of money for a ticket. Like, come see our performance, $500 a ticket. Ha 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 ha. $500 and an 8 ball of speed will get you into our concert. Yeah, I had a look at actually had a look at some of the venue costs. And it's not necessarily the artist that's making these ticket prices so high. Little does Rose know, my obsession would be Mark 1 Plier? Mark L Plier? Okay, Mark L Plier? Music artist would be LeBrock. Music for me, I've always had a soft spot for Akadaka, for AC/DC. And Queen. I love Queen. AC/DC and Queen. But, you know, that's showing my age. Rose, even though one of the 5 members left the band a year before the band broke up, he's posted One Direction content. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Rose and Andy, go, they're off. Poof. Alright, what do we got? Well, we are coming to the end of the stream now because we have we've done something. We've done all the cooking. That's what we've done. I knew there was a reason. Alright, so it's on your arm. Okay. Rose made a bracelet. Cause it's a long way to the shop if you want a sausage roll. Chaos. Alright, so let's have a look. What do we got? We've got... Who do we want to raid out? Who have we got? We've got Ginge playing Minecraft. We could go raid Ginge playing Minecraft, couldn't we? I like Ginger. Ginger's awesome. She's fun to watch. And now that I've completely trashed the kitchen, I need something to watch while I clean up. How did you go to... you take sausage rolls to an AC/DC concert. I mean, come on. Because it's a long way to the shop if you want a sausage roll. So you've got to bring your own. Right. Okay, so we're gonna wrap that up. So we'll be back tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock Adelaide time, and we'll be playing some Valheim with Wardham on the PC. Then we're going to go round over the weekend. We'll be back after that on Tuesday, where we'll be playing some Deep Rock Galactic. Like I said last night, it's not really gripping me. Deep Rock Galactic is not. So I'm going to give it one more go, and then if I still remain ungripped, I'm going to move on to and put in another. Oh, excuse me. Put in another story-based game of some description. We had some suggestions last night, so I'll be having a look at those. But we've also got Zork Nemesis as an option, and there's a sort of detective flower shop one as well that is a bit of fun that I might be doing as well. So until then, we're going to run away and we're going to go raid Ginger. Ginger is currently streaming Minecraft. I should probably open up the chat so that I can watch what's going on as we get over there. So remember, we have...
And we're going to go. He's celebrating his 6 years on Twitch. I will see you guys this weekend.
Oh, right. I'm going, what is that? Not where? Why is Ginger talking? And it's like, because you just started her thing. Okay. So don't forget, you can join us on Discord. Whoops. You can join us on Discord. There's a link there. Or you can, and you can come over and check out the YouTube, where we are. YouTube we put up at the moment. I'm putting up one video every weekday, Monday to Friday, when we're catching up. At the moment, Power Wash Simulator is going up. Once that's all done, we will move back into some cooking streams, and then back and forth until we catch up with everything that's going on. So go check out the YouTube. Plenty of odds there, plenty of stuff to go have a look at. Eventually, this stream will be in there too. So go have a look at that. If you could, that'd be awesome. So today, holy crom. So I'm going to call it there. Ladies, gentlemen, and everyone in between, that was the stream. Special thanks to the real Andy for the raid and for the 2 gifted subs. Thank you, and the subscription themselves. Thank you, Yango My Mango for the bits. Wolf Rose TV for the bits. Thanks, Wolf Rose TV for the follow. Yango My Mango for the follow. What else have we got? Ab65 for the follow. And Andy for the raid. So thank you everyone for everything. That was amazing. Thank you everyone who jumped into chat and said hi. Thanks to, if you were just watching along, that's awesome. If you'd like to see more of what I do, hit the follow button and then you get alerts. Follows are free, follows are free. And they make me dance. Alright, so let's get this raid. Oops, not question mark raid, / raid. Raid, yep, okay. Ginger Snaps. What is her full signature? 67. 67. Jacksepticeye is watching you, remember. Thank you, Jacksepticeye. Chisel, thank you for the follow. Doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance, doing the happy dance. Watch people just go unfollow, follow, unfollow, follow, unfollow. It wasn't. Yes, wasn't you. Honest. All right. So we are going to wander off. Ooh. Okay. That's interesting. What is she up to? Oh, wait. Is Ginger still streaming? Nope. Hang on. I think Ginger just quit. Wait a minute. What is going on? Something happened to my... Okay, Ginger has finished streaming. So, there we go. So, we're not raiding Ginger. Does anyone else have any suggestions of who we might raid? Because there's... Yes, Ulrich used unraid. Yes. Yeah, because Ginger had stopped streaming. She was obviously on her way out, and whoops. Boo. Bye, Ginger. Alright. Sorry about that. But she was no longer streaming. So we couldn't raid, which is sad. And I've got no one else to raid. So it looks like I'm going to be sitting quietly at home doing the dishes after this. Alright, so anyway, sorry about that. We're not going to be raiding out. Oh, wait, Andy has someone. Who do you have, Andy? Yes, Lilibati. Weather allowing, I do plan to be at training tonight. Whew. Smooth 84. Okay. Smooth 84. Let's have a look. Here's Smooth. Smooth 84. Playing Legend of Zelda. Is that, they're currently playing Legend of Zelda, is that the one, Andy? Alright, we'll go raid Smooth. Assuming that's him. Oops. That's the one? Nice. Okay, so we will raid Smooth. Spell it. No, not 2 M's. Smooth 84. Alright, so we'll raid Smooth. They've just started playing Zelda. Looks like they've got a, ooh, they've got something going on there with one of the One Piece characters. Right, so we're going to go raid smooth. Here we go. Yeah, so thank you everyone for joining me. Thank you for all the things. Thank you for all hanging out. We're going to go run away and raid smooth in just a moment. So thank you for joining me. Hopefully we will see you tomorrow. If not, we'll see you next time you're on. And until then, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Don't forget to check the description for any links I may have left there. If you like the video, please press like or subscribe to my channel. Next video in the series is up here. Until then, stay safe, have fun.